teacher of pricing real options for this semester. We have a lot of things to do, so we'll begin right now. So our today's topic will be market risk versus private risk in pricing real option. Does anyone here could tell me what these different terms are?
Well, market risk is the risk associated with the market, and private risk is the risk associated with the private.
Well, not exactly. Let me explain you what it is. First, what is a real option? Well, it could be defined by the right, but not the obligation to take a business decision. Typically, the option to make or abandon a capital investment. Then, what about the risk? You have to know that there are three kinds of individuals. First, we have the risk-averse individuals. These guys are the ones who are seeking for the low-risk investment. Then, you have the risk-neutral individuals. These ones have no concern either way when they invest. And finally, you have the risk-loving individuals. These guys are taking the high-risk investment. Now, what do we call market risk? Well, you may have heard about it under the name of systematic risk. You have four kinds of market risk. First, the equity risk, which is the risk that the stock price will change. Then you have the interest rate risk, which is the risk that the interest rate will change. The third one is the currency risk, which is the risk that all the currencies like euros or yen or what you want will fluctuate. And finally, the fourth one is the commodity risk. This one is a risk that your commodities will change of price, like for example the metals or the grains. The market risk is defined by the volatility, which is the ability of the risk to fluctuate over the time. Finally, you have the private risk, which is also known as unsystematic risk. This one is affect a very specific group of securities or individual security. But what is a security? A security is a property which is pledged as collateral for a loan. Complicated, huh? It means that if you want to borrow my computer, you have to let me your credit card as insurance. Well, unlike the market risk, the fluctuation in prices are due to a very unique and very special circumstance. Can you tell me what you understand from all I just said?
Well, no, I really don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, anyone? Hey, since apparently I'm speaking Chinese, let me take some example that could illustrate this concept. A charity golf tournament is being held in College Station. It is a two-man tournament and the teammates are paired randomly at the beginning. And Tiger Woods, for some strange reason, is staying in College Station for the weekend and has agreed to play the tournament. Well, in this simple situation, the selection of your partner is absolutely out of control for you. You just have to accept what happened. It is a market risk. So, for example, having Tiger as a partner is a risk with a positive impact on your option, which could be your scoreboard in that case. Now, if you are playing like my grandmother, whereas you are supposed to be one of the best players in College Station, and you don't know why, then it is a private risk. Indeed, it happens on your individual security, which is your game, and for a very unique reason. Let's take another one. Imagine you are working in a company. You're working here since several years and your management is quite flexible. But one day, a new boss is hired to whip the company into shape. Well, since he wants to be respected, he begins by creating new policies which are much more severe than previously mandated by management. This situation would represent a market risk. Now, arriving late to work every day just because you fail to wake up will be a private risk with very important consequences. Let's take a last one to be sure you understand. Well, imagine Mike and his girlfriend. They are very happy together and decide to get married. Well, all along their life, they alternate happiness and disputes, which is normal and inevitable for a normal couple. It is a market risk. You have to notice here that this risk really depends on the wife you're choosing for your marriage, but that is another story. Now, you take the same couple, but the guy spends his day in the couch watching TV and drinking beer. One day, his wife quit him for a big guy with a lot of muscles and a sport car. It is something he hasn't seen coming and which has a dramatic impact on his life. It is a private risk. Did you understand? Well, this student who is sleeping during class time is a perfect example of a risk-loving individual. He is actually taking a private risk by not paying attention to my lecture. Private risks, such as this, can have a large impact on his grade in the class. I'll let you guess in which way. But he could have prevented this risk by working earlier than yesterday night. He would have had a good sleep of night and will be awake today with us.
You mean it's possible to prevent our business from these risks?
Well, it is possible, but in a limited number of cases. Indeed, you can prevent your business from a market risk, whereas you have the possibility to do that when you're talking about a private risk. It is called diversification. Let me show you through our previous examples. If we are taking our golf player, he could have prevented what happened by practicing at home the day before, drinking some energy drinks, or going to bed earlier. Concerning our employee, being more careful by using 2 arms or more would have been preferable to be sure to get up and be on time at work. Finally, for our lovers, offering her presents, or buying her some flowers, or even bringing her to the restaurant should have been some way to keep his wife. Does anyone is able to summarize all the main ideas we saw this in lecture? Yes, Mike?
Well, today we learned of 2 main types of risk. First, market risk. These are the risks that you have no control over because they are due to market factors. They are evaluated by their ability to fluctuate over an extended period of time. On the other hand, you have private risk, which are unique and are specific to your own securities. You can protect yourself through diversification. But I would like to add, today's main idea is that if you want to protect your own options, you always get your work done and have a good night of sleep.